You think the problem is on the outside when really the problem is your own mental mindset. So you might be thinking that's not true, but it is. And I'm going to explain to you in this video why it is true and how to fix your mental mindset so that you can become the best version of yourself and achieve everything you could possibly want to achieve. So the first thing that you have to understand before anything else I explain in this video is the fact that most of you guys watching this don't actually know what you want to achieve. You might think that sounds stupid, but it's true because most of the time, either one of your family members or one of your friends has programmed you into thinking that one of their goals is your goal when it's really not. And then, of course, you guys think this is smart, but it's not. It's actually really dumb. You guys decide, oh, I'm going to work towards their goal that they set for me, not my goal that I want to achieve, but their goal, and listen to other people's goals. What matters is what you want to achieve, okay? So I don't feel sorry for you. It is completely and utterly your fault if you decide to listen to someone else's goal that they set for you, okay? You cannot, because they'll limit you, okay? The people around you will try and limit you because they don't want you to become better than them, because they are also not willing to put in the effort. So they are trying to program you to be like them, okay? So for the people who don't want to be programmed and actually want to become something great, this is the video for you. So the second thing that I want to explain, once you've actually figured out what you want to achieve, if you think that what you want to achieve is, oh, I want an okay sports car, I want a Porsche Cayman, that's okay. Okay, well, the guy with the Pagani is going to be way more important than the guy with the Porsche Cayman. That means he would have achieved way more. Because why? Because a Porsche Cayman is only like $80,000. A Pagani is like $3 million. Who do you think has achieved more? Obviously, the guy with the Pagani. Okay, who has the bigger physique? Who has actually achieved more? Who has a prettier girlfriend? Not just that, also who has more mental discipline? Who has a better mindset? This is what it comes down to. Okay, and you might be thinking, Riley, it doesn't matter about all the materialistic possessions, and I agree with you. However, when I think of a successful human being, I don't think of a guy who lives in a small apartment. Okay, but I think that the person who is actually better as a human being is the guy with the better mental mindset, not the person with more physical items, but the person with a better mental mindset, okay? Because you could be broke right now and have an amazing mental mindset, and you will still be better than the guy who is rich and has a poor mental mindset. However, 99% of the time, the guy who is already rich does not have a bad mental mindset, because that is what it took to get rich, okay? They had to have a good mental mindset to get rich, okay? So this is what it comes down to. Now, the third thing that I want to explain to you guys is let's say you're sad right now. Let's say, I don't know, let's say your girlfriend left you or something and you're sad right now. First off, you should not be sad. You should be frustrated, not at your girlfriend, but at yourself for the fact that she left you, because most likely it is your fault. It's not someone else's fault. Now you could say, oh, well, Riley, that's not true. It's actually her fault. Well, yeah, that's kind of a victim way of thinking. I don't like to think like a victim. Even if it really isn't your fault, if you pretty much always blame things on yourself as a man, you'll end up finding solutions to things because you're no longer acting like a victim. If you don't act like a victim, you won't be a victim, and other people will be a victim of you because you are trying harder than everybody else, okay? So if you stop acting like a victim and actually start taking accountability, you'll start finding solutions to things as a man and actually start improving and having less problems in your life, and you'll notice a difference, okay? So when I see the men who always act like a victim of their surroundings, I've been in difficult situations. I've been in situations where people put me in headlocks. I've been in situations where people were bullying me at school and saying, making fun of me and stuff. I chose, you know what? I'm not effing okay with this. I'm not going to sit around and be a loser. I'm going to work towards my goals. I don't care what everybody else says. I'm going to prove them wrong. And guess what happened? I did. There were so many people who went to school with me who said that I wasn't going to be jacked, and I ended up becoming jacked. So what do they have to say now? What more trash talk do they have to say now, right? That's the mindset that you have to have, okay? Because it doesn't matter how bad of a situation you're in right now. As long as you have the right mental mindset, you can always get out of that situation and find, not only that, but also find improvement in the situation, even if it's a horrible situation. There's still something to learn from the situation, okay? So this is what most people don't understand. And this also correlates with having a positive mentality, okay? Because if you only focus on the positive and only look at the positive part of every single situation, you can only have positive situations and only have positive days, which means you can't have a bad day. Okay, now you might be thinking this isn't true, but I'm going to explain you why it's true. And I said this analogy before. It doesn't matter how bad your day is. There's still going to be something positive that happens in your day, even if it's minuscule. So if you only focus on the positive, you can only have positive days. And this also goes for negative, okay? If you only focus on the negative, you can only have negative days, okay? So I don't feel sorry for the people who don't mentally choose to discipline their mindset and actually focus on the positive, because then they will end up becoming weaker both mentally and physically and achieve less as a result. So this is what it takes. So for the people who are watching this who are tired of being average and tired of being mediocre, start now. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. I thank you guys so much for the support. Other than that, that's about it. Thanks for watching.